Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Birch Street Studio. I'm back with a Create With Me. As you know, I do everything and anything with craft paper. And so I kind of wanted to show you that this is how I get, the paper comes all wadded. Like when you get deliveries and that from Amazon or others, I'm saying Amazon because that's pretty prevalent right now, it comes all scrunched up, and if you take it out, I have to straighten it all out, and then I just fold it. Okay, this one in particular has perfs, so it's pretty easy to follow. But anyways, the next thing I do with this though is I cut these down to 8.5 by 11 inch sheets like this. So I can actually make them a journal page, like this. But then you end up with a cutoff, okay? So if you do that, this is about how they go. You end up with this size here. And so today I wanted to show you what I do with these. I'm going to show you one thing I do with those. Okay, so these were, I cut down last night, I cut down some master boards, and I did 2 sheets of kind of green colors and 2 of purple or lavender, and I got journaling cards and tags from each, and I went ahead and backed them with my craft paper. That's what I use craft paper for. And then I sewed around these, so these are ready to go in my kind of to-do box, and I will pull on these when I'm making a journal and then decorate them depending on what journal I use them in. So let's put those aside. But these are what we're going to do. So I make strips. So I will tear strips with my tear ruler about this wide, and then I sew them with different stitches on my sewing machine. That's kind of a zigzag, but it's got kind of wonky design. Regular zigzag. These are like a leaf or a vine, and then these are like little florets type things. And so what I have here are faux envelopes that you can put in the journal. But these are so easy to make, and so you can do them kind of by color and leave them like this, and then decorate them, or put a focal point on if you want or not. So this one. So we're going to make a couple of these today. Now I just put a back on here just to kind of reinforce this a little bit, because this craft paper that I have is pretty thin. So we're going to just make a couple of those. So these are the actual offcuts. Okay, and when I make these strips, I will generally just, well, let me find my other ruler. I will generally just, measure about, I guess that's like a 1/2 inch. No, yeah, about a 1/2 inch is what these are, something like that. And then I just tear down like this, and I fold them in half to make them a little sturdier. Well, let me explain. That's what I used to do, okay? And then I would take them over to my sewing machine. What I do now is I go ahead and fold the paper in half already, because it makes it a little easier to tear actually. And then they're already folded as well. I just tear it in half, or fold it in half, and then I use the half, like this line on my ruler. This one's crooked because I tore it crooked, but then if you just tear it, do it again like this. Then you end up with these pieces that you can just take to the sewing machine and set it up with a stitch, and and you end up with these. And you can make these wider if you want, but my stitch I set to this size, and I kind of like it. I use these for a couple of different things. These faux envelopes is one, and this width seems to work out well. So that's how I tear them. Okay, and then the envelope itself is just, these are the exact cutoffs from those papers that I had, that I showed you. So I just take this and I kind of think how deep I want my flap to be, and I'm just using my grid here, and we'll make it, I don't know, about 2 inches. You can make them 1 inch, you can make them however deep you want. What I found is I need this part to be about a certain length, because this measures, let me get it here on the roller, it measures about 6.5. Okay, so it's going to be wider than you can put in on a page. So I'll show you what. So then you just fold this up to just before your flap, okay? And then that makes this, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches is about what it is. Now, if you wanted to use this and put it on a page, then what you'd want to do is go ahead and measure this to be 5 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And then trying to keep this ruler here because I know how high I can go on my table and still be screened. Okay, so you want this to be about 5 inches so it will set inside a journal page. So with that in mind, you would want to tear this down to that size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't want it to be any more than that. You could go 5 1/4, but my pages are 5.5. So if you go too much over 5, then you start getting involved in the binding. Now what's cool about this is it gives you another strip to fold and to tear into strips. Okay, so if we do, I better do it this way because this is the folded edge and it's easier to grip. So see, out of the leftover from doing that, you actually get a couple strips. These are always the hardest to tear. Okay, so anyway, so then we ended up with 3 more strips. I'll put those over there in the pile. But then this now would be, if we fold this up to be about 2 inches, like this. And then we fold our bottom up. Like so, and I'm folding it to, here's the fold for our flap, and I'm doing this about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch below the flap. Okay, so now this size, you've got this size and this size. So let's pull out a signature. So this size would go easily on a page like this. So if you wanted to like put it in the middle of a page, what I normally do is I kind of look at, I'm going to put a line here so that can go up a little higher. And then, you know, so most of it is on the page for writing. Okay. but then you could put it just on, glue it here and here and here and make a pocket. You could glue it here and here and make a pocket. You can glue it this way and make a pocket. That's up to you, okay? But this size tends to fit on a journal page, on my journal pages, because mine are 5.5. So, and these are ones that I would tuck in a belly band, or I would clip onto the side or something. The other thing is, even though I make them, if you wanted to make them, you could make half. You know, just cut it in half. That's it. And make smaller ones. That's up to you. But we're going to do these, and let's fold another couple. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to go ahead and fold it. This would be 2 inches about right there. And then we'll fold this up to about 1/8 of an inch or whatever below our top fold. Okay. So let's just go ahead and do these 3 here. So basically I just pull my scrap bag out. Okay, so I think you can see my scrap bag here. And I will pick papers. Try to pick stuff that's kind of long enough. That looks just like what we just did. I don't know if he'll be quiet, but we'll try. He doesn't want to be quiet. Okay, so I really like this one, and this would give us a pretty blue color. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll tear a piece about like this. And you can make these as wide as you want or as narrow as you want. I tend to kind of look at what my margins are and try to make it about the same. And then I always do a little extra strip. Do it right down here to put on the underside, and it just makes the flap a little sturdier. Okay, so we just need my glue book. And I take this little Tim Holtz thing, or you could rip the edge, and I kind of rough up the edges a little bit. I don't know what this is called. Yeah, like it's like you're distressing the edges, but without ink. You're roughing them up a little bit. If you then distress them with ink, it really stands out because you're creating kind of a lot of white edge here on it. Let's see. Let's try our vintage photo and see how that looks. Yeah. And then this piece, you don't really have to do that to it. It's going in the underneath side. So I wouldn't be prone to do it to that side. So this piece, we're just going to glue right to here. And I just use a glue stick for that. And this piece, we'll just put on the underneath side. I put it kind of towards the top because the idea is to reinforce this flap a little bit. Okay, so it makes it just a little stronger right here. And then I take one of my strips and I will put it right on here. And it just kind of decorates it. So I use my art glitter glue for that because they are doubled over, which makes them a little thicker. And I want to make sure that they stay on. Pretty easy. And then if you want to decorate this, you'll put your focal point on if you have a focal point, for instance. Let's see what I have. I actually have these blue flowers that I made, which might make a good focal point maybe on there. Like that. Easy enough, right? I have this one. They're all a little different, so the colors are all just a bit different. And I kind of like that one, so let's pick that one. Okay, and all these are little, I used actually my scissors, I don't know, like scissors like these. And I kind of drew a circle, and then I used these scissors to cut about a circle. It's not exact. And I did it a few times, and then they're all just sewn together with a stitch. So when I put them on here, I do want to kind of reinforce it. So I will always, when I use these, I always put a little glue on the art glitter glue on the back just to hold it down, because the only thing really holding it right now is that stitch. Okay, and then we'll put some, we'll make this go like this. So voila, kind of in the middle. There you go. So you can put butterflies on there, you can collage on the top, whatever. But if you keep your decorations to the top or this outside or whatever, then you have a lot of writing space in here. I tend not to decorate this because if you try to write on something once you've glued it on, it makes it a little more difficult to write, but not terrible. But anyways, so that's how I would decorate. Now, like I said, normally I don't put a focal point on them. I just kind of do them by colors, and I will put them in my ephemera box by color, like, pinks and purples, greens, yellows, that kind of thing. This is a very neutral, where I used a piece of coffee dyed paper and I actually stamped on it, and that was kind of fun. But I'll add my focal points after. But then this will go in my blue section. So let's do this one next. Let's find, actually I have, these are papers that that's not really wide enough, that I changed. They were scrapbook papers that I changed. I altered them by stamping and gessoing, and not quite wide enough for those. This one might be. Oh, that one is. Can make one like that. Oh, this one is as well. That one might be kind of pretty. Let's use that one. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to hold it on here, and I'm going to kind of rip right here with my ruler. Like I said, this is so easy, and it's like kind of a fun project to do when you're watching videos. So I watch other people's videos and get inspired by things I see. So this is a fun project to do. And I'm going to go ahead and roughen up this edge a little bit. This was old scrapbook paper that I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like it, but I mean, I liked it at the time, but we're talking back when I did scrapbooking, physical scrapbooking. So that's how I started out doing kind of paper crafts. But then I went to digital scrapbooking, so I had all this paper left and I never used it. And then I did mixed media, so I was able to use some of the papers in mixed media. And now I'm doing journals, and I'm still using the same paper from, I hate to tell you how many years ago, but probably 30 or 40 years ago. Okay. So that's how long I've been paper crafting. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this one on here. Oh, and I need that paper out. I put it away because I need to have another strip for the underneath. So let me cut that right now real quick. Okay. Okay, perfect. So this we're gonna just put on with our glue stick. So it's starting to warm up here in Florida. I talked to my sister yesterday and she was saying her weather, she's over in Plano, Texas, near Dallas. And she said they've had really warm weather, but it's supposed to get cold again. So I'm going to guess that they get it, and then if it comes east, we get it after her. And again, you can distress these if you want. I do not distress the bottom piece at all because it's kind of underneath. The top one, if you want to distress, you can. This has some real light colors and pink on there, so I thought I would just leave it because I don't know what I'm going to use it for or what journal I'm going to put it in. Again, put this up close to the top because we're trying to reinforce the top. Okay, there you go. And then we want to pick a design to go on here. And kind of I really like these little flowers, but I like the vine too. Let's do, no, I kind of like these little, what are they, like flowers, I guess. So we're going to put art glitter glue on there. And just lay that on the top. Like that. Okay, put that one up here. And then we have this one that we made a little narrower. And that might be good if we do, I have some red paper in here that we might be able to make it kind of Christmassy or hint that it's a Christmassy, you know, do red. We'll see. Let's try it. Oh, it might be even wide enough to do this. Let's do it this way. Waste less paper. Okay. Then we'll make just a piece to put under the bottom. Okay. This one's easy enough. Let's go ahead and glue this one on. I use the art glitter glue so it holds well because it is our reinforcer piece. You don't need to do that. You could just use a glue stick, would be fine. But if I'm using that to reinforce, I want to make sure it doesn't come off. Okay. And then this one, we can just use our glue stick for this. But I was thinking of maybe I've got some lace, and I wanted to see if maybe any of these to just do something a little different. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut a piece of lace. It's about the same size as this paper. And then this is a lace that you can get, I can't remember where I got it from. Like, I might have gotten it at Temu, or I might have gotten it at Amazon. I'm not sure. But you can actually cut it in half like that and get 2 pieces of lace out of it. So I'm thinking if we let this one hang down a little bit, I don't know if I really want to put it on top. Kind of really alters the design, doesn't it? I don't know if I like that or if I want it to go all the way across. I think maybe, let's try all the way across. Maybe I just cut that too short. Maybe if I go all the way across the envelope, I'll be happier. These will make good things for clusters or dangles or something. But I think maybe we need to go all the way across. Okay. And these will not, what do you call it? Like they won't come apart if you cut them right down the middle like that. Okay, so I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Let's use a little, I'm just going to put a stream of Fabri-Tac on here, if I can get it to come down. Excuse me. There. Like it. And I think I'm going to take this one and do this. Or maybe we should do a double layer. That's how I can't decide anything. No, I like it. I think like this. Yep. I'm going to have this one go a little bit lower on there so it won't stick up real high. There we go. And then this piece, I'm going to go ahead and use Fabri-Tac as well because it's going to actually sit on those laces. Excuse me. And then this piece can go all the way across, or we can make it go right there. Well, I don't like it all the way across for sure. And I do think that I like it right in the middle. So let's cut that down. And this just can get art glitter glue. But that's something a little different you can do to decorate the top of that. And then oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, let me just see. I have, I think, some Asian kind of stamps or something, or, oh, look at that, a hot air balloon. Okay, so these are the Asian kind of ones. Has like a dragon sort of on it. Thought that would be kind of cool because I'm going to be doing an Asian, excuse me, an Asian journal because my grandson brought me back a bunch of stuff from Japan. He's back over there working. But he did bring me a bunch of stuff. Now this is kind of Christmassy. Could put that on there. Even though it says October 6th, it looks Christmassy. Well, that's the same thing. Well, I'll be honest with you, I kind of like that one. So I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges of this. And I think you could even put some sort of a Christmas design on there and turn that red scrapbook paper into sort of a Christmassy type paper. And I'm going to, well, that looks kind of good like that too. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it in the middle. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue because I'm going to go over all of that. So I want to make sure that it stays down good. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay, so I hope this is short. I wasn't keeping track of time, as usual, Tommy. Okay, let me get these out of the way, and let's show you what we have. So, these are the ones that I had done previous. And then we did this one today, this blue one. Kind of cute. And we did this one. Kind of pink and gray, but neutral. And then we did this one that I'm going to go ahead and put in my Asian journal. Stuff that I'm collecting because I kind of like that. So that's what we did today. It's what we were able to do from the cutoffs of our craft paper. And I showed you how I made the strips. You know, how I kind of measured them, teared them, fold them in half so they are kind of double thickness. And you can embellish with those. You can use these strips for just about anything. Page edges, whatever. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to know when we upload new content, ring the bell. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.